that shit anymore, but here and there, like, I don't know, they may end up wanting to get someone else because I'm about to start working. I hadn't talked about work since the last job I talked about that I applied at, but I got, I can't believe I missed it, but I got an email response, and so I replied, and just basically I got told to come by, and the way everything's looking is great without going into too much detail. So I'm gonna wake up, get ready, and drive over there first thing tomorrow morning. So there will not be a live tomorrow. Um, Maybe later in the day. I don't know. It just depends. I've also got to go and get some new shoes here soon, because if this ends up happening, I'm gonna definitely be going shopping for some clothes items. Kind of let my wardrobe go to shit ever since I haven't had a car and really a regular job. Last time I went shopping was when I was working for Lyft. That was the last time I remember going clothes shopping. It's been like 2 years. You know. And see, this is the type of shit that they're just hoping for. They're just hoping my granddad's going, and my granddad ain't having no problem other than needing an adjustment of medication. And these motherfuckers is hoping like it's a sign that he's about to die, because they would just love some more misery than what they've already inflicted. You people are soulless. You people are soulless. Of the same reason he came back from a meeting, and he had taken his blood pressure there, but had someone take it because he didn't feel right. And it wasn't even really that bad. It was according to them, it's not even dangerous, but it's a little bit cause for concern. I want to say like not usual in any sense, but then it got under control relatively just after a little bit, and he didn't spend. That's what you do normal. Hell, I'd go. One of the good things only about living close to a hospital, you know. I mean, and that's just sick, man. I mean, it's sick. Like, that's not like where is the wholesome fascination with hoping that somebody you watch on YouTube, hate watch, fucking dies or has a relative die or pass away? I'll tell you what, you know when he's gonna pass away? The moment that God decides it's time, or is already decided and planned. That's when he's gonna pass away. I am just like my baby Brownie is, my friends, just everybody else too. That's when we're gonna pass. God knows it, you know, and God's in control of it. I believe if God wants to change it and always intervene or something, he can too. I just don't think he's to intervene because he wants people's actions and the effects and consequences as a result to happen. And then you have situations like this. There are situations where God, like, do you think God causes somebody to go in and rob a place? Do you think that was in the plan? No, I don't. Do you believe that he caused you guys? No, I don't. A lot of the New Age philosophy is great that's finally getting out there. It's not really New Age. People in America see it as New Age. A lot of it comes from Eastern religions of ancient or not so old Eastern religions, philosophies, schools of thought, and you know, like the root words of different things and all that. But here's the thing. There's a structure to all of that, and there's a keep going. I'm not an expert in them, and thinking, and does exist? Of course they do. Exist? Of course they do. You know, and sometimes they're not coincidences. You know, like me running into the store of somebody I used to go to school with. But if after that we start talking more, we get reacquainted, and we start dating, I see that more of something that happened and did. In other words, nothing. There are no absolutes. You know, that's basically what it comes down to. And these people, man, that and these other people, like that came to Deadlies. I don't hate them, but I hate their behavior. Have I expressed anger, frustration, and vented about some of them, maybe in not so wholesome or healthy ways? I have, and I'm working through that. And I'd rather some of y'all that because I do have a message here, and I want people that are sincere, genuine to get it. And one of the best ways for helping that along is probably being as honest and open as I've been, but instead of being ashamed about it, which is what or something like some of these people try to make me feel, I'll embrace it. I mean, like, I've made it pretty clear over and over that even though all these wrong actions have been done to me, it's not right for me to turn around and like when I brought up the video bird, like this thing right here. See, this is what. No, I'm not gonna play it. I want to play it, but then again, I don't because I can't play it and it not show a dead person's face. So I'm not gonna do it because that'd make me a hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite, even though everyone can get hypocritical at times. But that's the type of stuff like that group makes. And if that's how they think they want to combat the work universe, like fine. Like I don't know why I ever tried to get them to take a different approach. It was never going to happen. If anything, they hated me for it. Maybe they see me as like I think I'm stuck up or something because I'm pointing out the obvious. But no, I truly just wanted all y'all to do the same thing and we'd be unified. Because I knew shit wasn't going to work if we can't be unified. But they didn't want unification. No, they wanted subservience, and I just can't do that. Like I'm not going to be subservient to something that says it's a team, but then there's a monarchy essentially, a king and a fucking queen. They view themselves. I can't. No. So, but I don't want to talk about them. Like, I don't. I don't want to hear if like I don't give a damn if we've been talking on IG for a while, and even if you've had a managing mod wrench. If you come to me from this point and you tell me, "Dumb Gene or Bird is live," and unless it concerns my safety or my family or my dog, my life or property or something real life, unless it's them openly saying that that's what's coming, whether it's from Gene Team or Workyverse, I don't want to fucking know about it. When I heard of someone came to me, and I don't think they meant to do it intentionally, but they're like, "Did you say this to Kim?" I think I just posted some messages earlier while I was at the hospital that pretty clearly show that Kim wanted to talk to me. She wanted to talk to me privately. She was talking about the shit that Deadly does. She didn't deny it. She thinks she can help him, all that shit. I proved my side. And I guarantee you, I never why would I sweat over her? I mean, sure, I hate that a fucking friendship, it could have, and the person seemed to be cool. That's a shame, but it's nothing to sweat over. Like, I'm not trying to date the woman. She even said herself there in one of the messages, we'd never said anything inappropriate, and we haven't. This is the same shit they tried to pull with KC and others just because I said they're good looking, or, I was trying to be complimentary on channel and a little spicy and maybe superficially flirted once or twice. They think, oh, he trying, like he desperate, like he thirsty or what. Really? Really? Same with Dana. I mean, come on. Like that and every time. And guess what? Dana or Pitbull, fucking Army vet, special. I mean, hell, none of them have I ever been like, all right, quit playing. You won't like, or setting crazy shit like that. And now Dudley's got to know for sure that, and I could be a dick. I could put his number out. I don't want to. I could dox and stuff, but I never have. I've educated people. If somebody's gonna make death threats or threats towards a dog like Kyle, he don't deserve privacy. That's not my opinion. That's an opinion from a YouTube comment generically I found that I posted a while ago on the subject of YouTubers getting death threats. So that's what I got to say about that. All right, get into some videos. Yeah, they do. Yeah, he did, but some things are sort of faded or have the ability to be faded. You're gonna meant to show up in your life, and what you do with it though is up to you. Okay. And other things are gonna happen to you. Like if somebody gets mugged, it's not that person's fault. If that's the only way they can take home, even though it's notoriously a bad area or whatever, that's the way they have to take home. And if they get stopped, carjacked, mugged, I mean, what are you gonna do? Blame that person? So when I get death threatened or whatever because I said something stupid in response to Deadly about some fingers, and then they try to say, "Oh, he fucking threatened this woman." I mean, and that's why I say it's make believe trolling is what they're doing. They're just making shit up. It's not even real. They're technically deceiving their audience. The ones of the audience or people that are watching them, very small number, that know they're not lying, making shit up, and aren't going along with it, they're literally being fucking lied to by these people. They give memberships, money, attention, and likes and subscribe to. Let's check out the EDP new apology, sort of. I say sort of because it doesn't seem like a really sincere apology to me, but let's check it out.
I also feel minors should get in trouble for judging adults. You feel me?
Oh my god. This motherfucker.
Bro, chat. Listen, I have had countless minors hit me up in my DMs. I've talked to them, had good times, made their days and everything. I've talked to countless minors in my DMs, and I've never had any situations like this. So by this logic, every single minor It hits me.
I'm not famous, so I can't relate to that or say that. But I played a game one time, and some YouTubers, the trolls, were fucking around watching, and I got paired randomly by PlayStation with a player that you could tell was fucking minor. And I remember people trying to make something out of that. So when they started commenting it down in the comments, I immediately said, "Hey, bud, I told him I was screaming, don't say anything like personal or nothing like about him and all that." And I was real polite as I could be, but I said, "I'm not going to be able to play with you, bud." I was like, "I just can't." I was like, "I'm getting some uh, bad things being said as of
I'm
right now."
dude that like, even if you do some like messed up stuff, like if you make an effort to do better and stuff, man, that don't mean I'm gonna be there supporting you and everything. But like, you know what, man? Like, I don't think anyone should just give up. No matter what they do, there's always a way. There's always a way. You feel me? I'm not that type of dude where it's like,
I don't know how it was like necessarily responsible. It shouldn't have needed to be done. Like we could have kept playing that match of Predator. Which I'm talking about when I say Predator, I mean like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Predator alien thing was the game we were playing. And it was all wholesome and everything, but I just like, and I can't control that. I Googled and Googled and checked and checked and checked. There's no way to make it to where, because see, kids can come on there, set up accounts, and say they're 18. There's no way you cannot be. I mean, I don't know. I would imagine PlayStation would automatically pair age groups. You would think, but I don't know if they do because there's no way to control it or change it or moderate it from your console.
A few years ago, the whole incident and stuff like that. I'll be the first person to tell you.
If I'm wrong, somebody let me know away.
Very dark place.
I get it. We're not all in the best parts of our life, right? But bro, what dark place in your life like makes you just talk?
Yeah, and I tell you what, speaking of dark places in life, just because y'all found me in a transitional stage and I'm in a rebuilding phase of my fucking life doesn't fucking give y'all the gall or say like fucking Gotcha Man saying that like basically insinuating I've overstayed my welcome with my Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know I overstated. So I guess when I was supposed to come back from Massachusetts after cleaning up my life, I was supposed to then rough it and go homeless because I didn't have any money. And then immediately the very next day after sleeping out in the open and getting ate up by mosquitoes, I was supposed to then go look for a job in the winter walking and trying to survive like that or couch surf. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Shut up.
I thought that I couldn't be touched. You paid the price for it,
Bro. So you thought you couldn't be touched? You're gonna go touch some cupcakes? Like, bro, I don't understand.
Yeah, this is an ironic ass fucking video for this dude to make.
I get where he's trying to pivot this. Like if he was like, "Oh yeah, I had a second edition," like, I don't see it. I don't see the correlation.
Now, one thing I want you guys to understand, another thing I want you guys to understand it, and of course, there's going to be those motherfuckers out there. Oh, EDP, just because you were in a dark place, that doesn't justify what you did. First off, don't try to put words up in my mouth. We're not here for that.
Hey, pit bulls.
I'm here to explain to you where I was at.
Okay, let me listen.
In my headspace a few years ago.
Let me listen.
You know what I mean? The only thing
like I wasn't cussing with the kids. Like I wasn't on there like, oh yeah, I just fucked that guy up, suck my nutsack. Oh yeah, I just fucking like I wasn't saying all types of lewd or lascivious shit or nothing. I was just, which I wouldn't anyways, but I'm just putting that out there. Like I wasn't trash talking, I wasn't cursing. I was just playing a wholesome game. I think he was actually a mate of mine, actually. I can't remember. It's been so long now. So because of these fucking Workyverse trolls and shit, I was like, hey, yeah, I was like, nice gaming with you, but I gotta go. Sorry, and I bet you he was like, he probably was like, well, what the hell did I do? Like, he didn't understand, So that's why I say, I appreciate you saying I was responsible, but I mean, I'm going to be responsible, but was it really needed? Like, I mean,
and just try to
I was just wondering about that, like, because I'm playing a multiplayer game and I'm going to be paired with random people. It's not like I can select who I get paired with.
Just because I haven't came out and made some big crying video, you know what I mean? Making a
Well, to be honest, it's both ways. He's a caregiver to me too, I'm not gonna lie and say that fucking, I'm living on my own and I'm just with my grandfather for his benefit. Like, I'm not a fucking liar, but then again, I'm not going to be overly harsh on myself either and be like I'm just some fucking loser moocher or something because I fucking came back home after leaving the Northeast, which I didn't ever grow up or know anyone or have any relatives or friends or nothing, and come home after cleaning my life up. Like, sorry, I mean that's the only logical next thing to do was to come back home. I mean, and yeah, I'm still here, but am I going to be here forever? I think that's impossible, even if I wanted to do it.
Their name, I'm not going to put them out there like that. You guys know exactly who you are. Sat down with them, apologized to them, heartfelt apology, you know what I mean? And we made amends. We talked about it, and we moved on. That's all you can do. Now, as far as hitting me up on Instagram, I'm gonna show you guys some. I'm gonna tell y'all some. So there are literally 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, you know what I mean, DMing me, hitting me up on Instagram, and they'll type this message and they'll be all like, oh my God, are you the real EDP? And the moment I respond with, yes, I am, what they'll do, right? And they think that they're sneaky about this. Malicious intent. You feel me? I made a video a long time ago.
With his current background, like, why would he want to even respond to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds? Whether they're hitting...
I haven't even come across to this idiot yet that there's probably decoy accounts, the same one like CC Unit and Alex Rosen got his ass with.
Pin it on your IG, being like, hey, I'm seeing a lot of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I mean, like, how do you go through two? Like, this motherfucker went through two fucking things, 2022 and then this past year with Gideon and Skeeter. Like this dude has no self-awareness at all, and I'm glad predators are like that. Like, it makes it, they're I mean, Alex and them must fucking just have such an easy time fucking catching these fucking and that's a good thing because there seems to be way too fucking many. There doesn't need to be any to begin with.
Way, right?
Yes.
I also feel minors should get in trouble for messaging adults.
You fucking... This fucking guy, man. He's not even a guy. He's a cockroach.
Listen, I have had countless minors hit me up in my DMs. I've talked to them, had good times, made their days and everything. I've talked to countless minors in my DMs, and I've never had any situations like this. So by this logic, every single minor that hits me up, they should get in trouble. Wait, crazy clip, bro, come on, bro. You guys know what I mean, bro. You guys know what I mean, bro. Y'all are acting weird for no reason. Bro, it's not a pause. That's literally not a pause, bro. Because by this logic, whenever I have a little kid come up to me in public and ask me for a picture, I gotta be like, "Hey, yo, pause!" I'm saying that.
What Gideon's like a fucking public figure at this point. So I mean, if anything, he's being nice.
They're minors for a reason. They're kids.
Now, if this was fucking deadly, or fucking, some of these troll channel guys or whatever saying this shit, yeah, I'd be like, that's fucking weird.
Like a Bryant, it's your responsibility to just keep it at, yes, this is the real EDP. It's not your responsibility to be sending DPs and stuff.
Having a very malicious intent behind their messages. You feel what I mean?
What malicious intent does this 15 or whatever year old have?
And she goes, "Oh my God, are you the real EDP?" I'll respond back with, "How old are you? And who the sent you?" Right? Because I know.
Seems like he's a little pissed off that he still got exposed.
Bro thought she was a KGB spy.
Should have got arrested, man. It's fucking a shame. It is a shame that fucking this is one of the guys or the predators basically that fucking gets away with their shit. Why? Fucking legal system. This goes to show you legal system needs still work, because the fact that this guy got caught not once but twice, and I think the second time actually involved I think it involved an actual fucking underage person. The one with Gideon involved that I covered. And so how this guy is still walking around making YouTube videos, I don't fucking know. It's not right. Like, here you go, Workyverse. Go after this fucking degenerate. No, we can't be bothered with that.
Listen, chat. With the current investigations, literally, if you message them first, it's dead in the water. So why, even if we were to message him first, that just ruins the whole investigation. I think that's the reason why, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the reason why Alex Rosen's didn't go through, was because I think they messaged him first, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, then I retract that statement. But shout out to Alex Rosen too, man. He's doing some great work.
Yes, shout out Alex Rosen.
Doesn't matter who messaged first. Okay, I agree, but it does matter. In the court of law, it matters.
Yeah, it does in the court of law.
It matter, bro. Like, literally. I agree with you, but in the court of law, it does matter.
Oh, I'm 14.
Like, literally every time, out of the catches that we've been doing, they'll be like, who reached out to who first? The police will always ask. So we'll always have to show, them reaching out to us first. So we'll just have the profiles, and they reach out to us. So they'll reach out to us, and then we'll tell them the age, and then if they continue on with it, they're cooked. And that's pretty much how it goes.
Screenshot. Let's go ahead and tag Gideon, and let's go ahead and tag Peter John, or whatever the name is.
Why are you still mad at me? Why are you still mad at me, Brian?
Gideon, let's go ahead and tag Peter John, or whatever the name is, right?
It's Skeeter G.
John, Gideon, get him.
Get it right.
You see what
You damn hoe.
Right? Purposely messaging, not just me, purposely messaging people, right, to with them, which ultimately leads to harassment.
Wait, what was that cut? What was that cut?
I have harassment.
You just went from borderline horrible audio to now we're in the submarine that went down to the Titanic.
Which ultimately leads to harassment.
Bro, from almost going into a mental breakdown to getting back on script.
Right? Showing up at your job, tracking where you work at, fucking, showing up at your mother dialysis center. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie, Chat. Could we have possibly?
This is the only fucking situation so far I've seen on YouTube where pulling up is acceptable because of the way they pull up and why they're there.
We had fake doctor outfits. We had fake doctor outfits. I'm not gonna lie. And push came to shove. If I had to take off that cupcake outfit, I would have put on the doctor outfit. Bruh. No, like literally here, let me show you guys. You see, I'm not lying. I told you guys. We had every possibility on hand that day.
You should have wore that. You should have wore that, Gideon. You would have blended in. Man, he would have thought you was a worker.
Like that, storming HOA offices and shit.
Okay, we didn't do all that. We didn't do all that, man. And bro, he lives in an apartment. Apartments don't even have HOAs. What is he talking? Bro, you living in an apartment, Brian? You don't got no HOA.
You know what I mean? Fucking with you out in public at the grocery store. You feel me? Throwing shit at your motherfucking window as you're at a fucking stoplight and somebody recognizes you. You feel me? Motherfucker, PO box setup and able to track that down and storm the little place of business and shit with the lady, with the sweet lady. You feel me?
How old is that lady?
Her own business, good people, good spirited fucking people, right?
Yeah, good question.
Maintain a business, right? And here come your no life mother because you thought it was funny to take a screenshot.
ADP, you contacted fucking somebody you believe, like, dude, you like, this is a legit example of brought it on yourself. Not what fucking happened was Johnny. Not what happened with these people. The other people know what you did.
Okay, he's saying all that stuff like we did all of that. Literally, the only thing we did was meet him at his dialysis center. And chat, keep in mind, we didn't even bring up the chat log because we didn't want to mess up the case or anything. Literally, him just seeing us, he knew exactly why we were there. He knew everything.
Oh man, Gideon, I got one question, man. Why the fuck hasn't that fucking case went forward? Because, like, you had the literal victim was on video in the audio. You could hear them calling you on speaker. You had them on speaker. And they said that he was messaging them pissed off because he basically would have known, especially after being exposed by CC Unit in 2022 with Alex Rosen. And I can't believe in that case they actually may have contacted him first. Like, why? Like, damn. I bet you, I don't think Alex did that. I just can't see Alex doing that. Alex has so many arrests, like, I mean, not all arrests, obviously, because some jurisdictions just don't want to work with them. But, I mean, he's got a lot of arrests.
thing. You guys can go look
And
at the video for
conviction.
yourselves, man. Bro, I see what he's doing. He's saying all this to try to get some more sympathy points, like we did.
If I hadn't had, I just can't, like, I was talking in a forum, because I'm in some other forums. I'm not gonna say specifically what related to this stuff. I joined back when I was in Massachusetts when I first got into this content, and like somebody was like, "Dude, would you think that you would, like you ought to basically ask me, would I help maybe or would think about starting up something with maybe some other people online?" And number one, like that's serious. And number two, like uh, I would really want to know. I wouldn't want to do that with just random people I met online. Number three, no, just and the third one is no, and it's because of like personal shit. Like I can't, I couldn't, and knowing somebody that was a very good friend of mine, and they're not around here anymore. They got away from here, which good for them. And that we'll always be friends, but do we actively talk? Really, not anymore. A lot of people when they end up getting married or whatever, they you just don't hear from a lot of people that you used to hang out with and talk to. That's part of life. That's part of growing up. Some you do and hang on to, and others, and, some of that could be said as my fault because I didn't make an attempt. And then there's times where you do try to make an attempt, and it's the other side, that doesn't reach back or get back to you, or they're one of them people that like habitually leave fucking Facebook messages left unread somehow, even if they get on sometimes regularly. So it's weird, but it's part of growing up.
Did all this stuff.
But I couldn't. But back to this shit, yeah, I couldn't do this shit. I just couldn't. Like I get way too. I I would want to for make sure every single person got the furthest extent of the law of justice they could get, and when they wouldn't, it'd be way too dangerous too. Besides, for a lot of other reasons as well.
To him, bro. We didn't go to his HOA. We didn't go to his PO box. We didn't do none of that. We didn't even harass him, bro. This is the at least us. I'm not gonna say other.
Hey, fucking Mr. Reddit public profile showing that you watched porn, which I exposed on the stream, and fucking taboo weird porn. So I just don't know. It's just fucking crazy.
People aren't harassing him, but bro, you know, like
No,
it's just consequences, man. You know what I mean? Like, do I think people should be harassing him? No, but you know, also I see why. You know what? You can disagree with something, but still see why people do it. You feel me?
And send it to these no-life impersonating getaway.
I agree with that, but I think he kind of.
Impersonating Chris Hansen, motherfucker.
I think he should be held accountable then if you don't want to be harassed. Let him be harassed.
But you're
if you think he's being harassed now, wait until if he ever gets held accountable and goes to prison. He'll be harassed.
To ruin your life.
You ruined your life. You ruined your life. You ruined your life, Brian. It was you. You. It wasn't Skeeter John. It wasn't me. It wasn't Alex Rosen. It was you, bro. It was you.
You think a person
the audio's horrible
or not guilty, right? What the under the law? What the gives you the right to go out and start harassing people, right?
I mean, what gives you the right to talk to minors? Like, there's all the way around that we need answered.
And then when they decided that they've had enough, and they pull out that gun and they shoot your back to a place.
Oh my God!
Where they were once at. You know what I mean? To try to
way to come off unhinged.
I don't give a how you try to paint the situation, how much you try to dress it up. It's not good. But that is a malicious act. And it's why do you guys think it took me so long to make that half apology video where I had the Barack Obama voiceover? I know, and my friends know, like I mentioned before in the earlier stages of the video, there's no reconciling with these. You feel me? There's no winning with these. You feel me? Not even if you're trying to win. You're just trying to get them to understand where you were from a mental standpoint back up in the day. And no, that's not justifying it, right? You got to keep on throwing in that this is not me trying to justify it because they got selective hearing, right?
Okay, I understand that, but when you spend more of the video attacking actual kids, when you spend most of the video attacking people who were just given the information about your weirdo-ness, when you spend most of the video acting like the victim, then it's hard not to see this as you just I don't know what this is, Bryant. I don't know what this is.
Because I knew deep down, right, no matter how apologetic I was, no matter how sorry I was, or whatever they're going to at you.
And it's crazy how he said he thinks people that do stuff like this deserve to go to jail. But it's like, bro, man, you get the screenshots, man. Go turn yourself in, bro. What's stopping you, Brian?
Oh, you're only making the video and you're only crying in the video because you got caught. Okay.
Yeah, he said okay.
Oh.
He was just like, he thought about it for a second. He was like, I did only make the video because I got caught. Okay. Let me not make the video.
You need to take accountability and responsibility. You need to cam up and address your fans.
Nah, you need to go to your local police station.
The only people that I need to address are my friends and my family members that I hurt deeply.
And the police department nearest you. The local police department nearest you.
That I need to address and that I have addressed privately.
What about the local sheriff office near you? Have you addressed them?
I'm not going to come on here. I'm not going to cry my heart out and get on my hands and knees and grovel and beg for your forgiveness. Why? Because you guys, like I mentioned before, you guys already painted a narrative on me.
You painted that narrative yourself.
Terrible monster.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, F the peace sign, load the chopper, let it rain on you.
So what's the point?
What's the point of this video? That's what I'm wondering. So what's the point? What is the point of this video, Bryant? Can we please figure out what the point of this video was? But yeah, man, I had seen this. Brian has a new YouTube channel.
Hey, Chi and football again. See y'all.
Like, yo, man, you should have YouTube go like get them to take it down. I'm not that grade A of a hater. You know what I mean? It's like if they take it down, they take it down. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to get his channel taken down. Like, bro, I don't care that much. I don't care that much, and you know,
shout out to Gideon. Shout out to Gideon. I'll get this fucking PD shit off here. Sorry for leaving it up. We're getting current stalker of the evening right here. Randy B is who's sniping me. Right here. Looks like they do a. Oh, it says 5 caught every week. Is Chris Hansen a hypocrite? I don't know. We'll check that out.
Yeah, welcome to episode 24. We got
we got a good show. We got a good show for y'all. We got a good show. Got a damn good show.
Surreal to be here. Been watching you guys since high school when I was 16 years old with a full hairline and no beard. So it's a pleasure being here, y'all. Thank you.
So you be taking pedophiles off the street. How did you get into that?
Well, so we have a group called Predator Poachers. They're tough online when they're by themselves. So we've come across a few female child porn traders.
They're smarter, right?
Very smart.
Have you got any violent altercations when you approach these people?
Yeah, there's been. So he pulls out a gun, and I'm like, oh my God. So we just start bolting down the street.
What do you think's going to happen this next election?
I'm not voting in this election.
Please vote. Please. Do like guy.
I will vote for Trump if you guys supply me with N-word passes for life.
You have N-word passes for life.
All right, I'll vote for Trump.
You can start right now.
Wow. All right. I really want to check this out, but I think Skeet's vid is a little bit shorter. And I've been hearing things about Chris Hansen. I know about his little check thing. So there was this thing with. Let's first cover his first little problem. Oh, here he is talking on it himself. Oh shit! He had a mistress.
Well, you'd been married for a long time. 2 sons, like you mentioned.
Mhm.
And then in 2011, it was exposed that you were having an affair with a woman that was 22 years younger than you, Kristen Cadell. Am I pronouncing it right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Number one, who exactly was?
Now look at that face right there. Obviously, like, I get that he was with an adult, but he was with a young adult. And I find that scummy when old men are with younger women, because it's almost like they know what's going on. And maybe the girl does, maybe she doesn't, maybe she thinks she does. I still think that the only difference between that and the other thing is obviously the brain development and all of that. The pureness that gets violated from these fucking sick people. And I'm glad Chris Hansen has exposed him, but I had no idea that he had a fucking 22-year-old younger girlfriend at one time. Like, I just don't. I don't.
It's following you and capturing. 'Cause I guess there was some video of the two of you.
There was what you're referring to is a tabloid story that got legs for a couple of weeks, and so much of it was inaccurate and wrong, and people had a little bit of a heyday with it, but it was.
Was she 20 years there? Is that it? They added 2 years. Like,
it was a National Enquirer story, and it had all the credibility of a National Enquirer story. It was a moment caught that was taken out of context, and much more was made of it than was worthy, I believe.
Well, then in 2013, there was a photo that surfaced of the two of you kissing. And then it was announced that you're going to be let go from Dateline, from NBC. Was it over that photo?
No, the two things had nothing to do with each other. Look, Dateline was going in a different direction. I was there doing a lot of investigative stuff, but also the murder stuff. And, there was discussion about different roles and different things. And I had the opportunity to do a lot of different things at that time. And so to suggest the two were linked it's just not true.
Okay. And, the woman, she wrote an open letter at one point, said that she can't find a job anymore and her career was ruined and everything else like
I'm
that.
not familiar with it all. I mean, people say a lot of things when they're desperate, and people could say what they want. I'm comfortable with the way I dealt with it.
How'd your wife take it?
It wasn't a big issue in my life. It just wasn't.
Okay. Were you guys separated at that point?
We're divorced now.
Were you divorced in 2018?
We've been legally separated for quite some time before the divorce.
Okay. I mean, a lot of people felt like it was karma to a certain degree. Here you are.
I don't buy into any of that. Look, I mean, people who live public lives, this. People say that you're an informant for the FBI.
Right.
I'm guessing that's probably not true. So,
Right.
People talk a lot of smack, and when you reach that level, the lesson, I think, is that, at least for me, you have to make sure that you completely conduct yourself in the appropriate way. Because if you do find yourself having a little too much fun or hang out with people maybe you shouldn't be hanging out, you create the opportunity for somebody to say something or do something, true or not, that could be misconstrued or that could make the tabloids. And that's, nobody needs.
Yeah, well, I mean, it says tabloids, but I mean, he didn't say the age was wrong. I mean, he said stuff was wrong, but he didn't specify. And then he said, "Well, there's betrayal kissing."
Guys that you helped put away.
No, that's an interesting question.
And he was married.
No. And I've reached out to some of them for interviews.
Hold on, what was
any of the guys that you helped put away?
No, that's an interesting question.
The guys he put away.
No, and I've
cockroaches,
reached
you
out to
mean?
some of them for interviews.
Aha. What kind of answer did you get from those guys?
Mixed. Nobody has really offered to sit down and do it, but I've had conversations. There's one fellow, Lance, Lorne.
Which one was it?
He's become famous in the predator, catcher predator following community, Lauren Armstrong, and like
I'm
know this guy and what he's done.
Oh yeah, I think I remember which one that was. I don't know. We gotta find it. The T-cap. Oh, Lorne. All right, let's do a little recap on Lorne. Oh shit. Fucking audio is fucking went out. I'll be damned. You're doing it again? Son of a bitch. Said the browser had a problem. Maybe I have to bypass the browser.
Okay, his name is Lorne, L-O-R, and you're Kayla. You should have condoms, pizza, bracelet, and a can.
Hey, I'm glad you could come.
Yeah, he had bad sex.
Good.
That's what he got arrested on.
Lauren Armstrong. Year-old for more than a month. It's one of the longest chat logs we've ever seen. 407 pages. Using the screen name Lorne A20014, he tells her how to masturbate and then asks her if she wants to see him naked. She agrees, and he turns on his website. After chatting with the boy, posing as a 13-year-old for just
these are
right
fucking
now.
graphic for fucking NBC. Okay, yeah, we don't need to hear all that. All right, this audio is fucked up on this one. Let's just see this quick video.
Make sure he can see you.
In a few minutes, our next potential predator will probably be thinking he too should have stayed away.
Okay, his name is Lorne, L-O-R, and you're Kayla. You should have condoms, pizza, bracelet, and a can.
Hey, I'm glad you could come. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Turns out today is his birthday. He's 37-year-old Lorne Armstrong, a construction worker. He's been chatting with a girl posing as a 13-year-old for more than a month. It's one of the longest chat logs we've ever seen. 407
Good
pages.
God.
Rename Lorne A2.
Good Lord Almighty. All right, so this guy was obviously fucking, So, all right, so he heard from him. What'd he say?
He's a child predator.
He was arrested in the catcher predator investigation.
He's a social media
Lauren Armstrong,
celebrity now.
And he's got. They
okay.
have. He said, "Oh, COD was his."
What?
He's become famous in the predator to catcher predator following community. Lauren Armstrong.
What do you mean famous? You mean bad famous, infamous, right?
Follow the guy and what he's done since he was arrested in Kentucky, in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
He's a child predator.
He was arrested in the catcher predator investigation.
He's a social media
Lauren Armstrong,
celebrity now.
And he's got. They have. He said, "Oh, COD was his." He kept saying it over and over again, being "Oh God," but he said it with a Maine accent. And so now there's this Church of COD, CAWD, with thousands and thousands of followers.
Okay.
Who keep track of Lauren Armstrong.
Okay, that's weird.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
yeah,
That
worried
is a
about
little
these guys.
weird. Well, no, I understand. He's a fucking freak and he's out and loose.
It's their own fault.
I
It
mean,
was
a
their own
lot of
action.
people, and for good reason, want to see, and we advocate that we believe they ought to get the death sentence. Obviously, they say life, you know, locked up, PC, all that crap, pay for them to live isolated in a horrible existence, away from society, which is good for society, don't get me wrong, but like waste of resources if you ask me.
They did it and got there,
Criminals
but
blame
ultimately,
those who brought attention to them. I take precautions. I'm not crazy, but I'm not unmindful. Mindful that could happen.
yeah. Well, in 2016, you did a Kickstarter campaign for a new show that you were going to do. You were trying to raise 400,000. You only raised 89,000. So I guess there's supposed to be some memorabilia that was supposed to be sent out to the people who contributed, and then things started to go wrong.
It all got taken care of. I mean, I think the lesson there is that if you're going to have a business with your name on it, you have to have the right people operating it. And if you're not that kind of a businessman, then you really need to pay close attention to it. And there were some people involved in it who didn't get the job done. Ultimately, it got done, and the stuff went out, and the vendors got paid, and everything. But yeah, it was a bit of a mess for a minute.
Well, you got arrested, I guess, for paying for a check that ended up bouncing.
A guy who worked with me had issued a check that was returned and had to be rectified, and it was all rectified.
Okay, but then your mugshot is now being plastered all over.
It could have been handled so much better in hindsight, but it was all handled. And the lesson is, if something's got your name attached to it, you need to be attentive to it. That certainly will never happen again.
Well, then in 2019, it was reported that you got evicted for failing to pay rent in Manhattan.
Yeah, there was a landlord-tenant issue that got resolved again. It was much more was made of it than actually deserved attention.
But once again, here you are.
Once again, he's got a great explanation for everything, it seems. Good night, Pitbull. Are you leaving? Okay, good night, hon. I see that now. Sorry, I missed that comment. Yeah, I seen the bad checks and all that, but I seen this right here, so I was like, okay, good night, Pitbull.
on TMZ and these types of publications. Does it get annoying sometimes that a lot of this stuff that's kind of personal?
I think there was just a short period of time where there was a ton going on. It all got resolved, and you move past it. And things are in a really good place now. A lot of projects going, and it's all in the past.
Well, there was a situation where you were investigating a guy named Onision.
Yes.
Tell me the story with that.
So I started to explore the YouTube space, and we had done some shows and stories, and it was strongly suggested to me by a number of other content creators that I should investigate Onision, Gregory James Jackson, who was very popular, big channel, and had a big following amongst young women. And the allegation was that he had preyed upon them, taken advantage of them, had inappropriate sexual contact with some of them, then engaged in bullying and harassing behavior. So we had a lot of those victim survivors on the show, and it got a lot of attention. And ultimately, we did a series called Onision in Real Life, which just came out on Discovery Plus, and that's out right now, which is fascinating and very much worth.
But you didn't get it back. How to see the one that actually fooled you that wasn't guilty? Like, because you fucking handled the flop. Seems like it was a flop. I think I'm actually a little tired of fucking watching that type of shit for right now. Fucking a little bit enough of the fucking cockroaches. The fucking trolls like to say that I'm obsessed with that content, but I can't watch it that long without, over and over. What?
On my daughter's life, and the only thing I love in this fucking world is her. I've got fentanyl inside of me.
It's him in trouble.
Oh my God.
That does police brutality.
Individually wrapped up in aluminum foil.
After being picked up by Jonesboro police, Billy Lee Corum.
Legal duty.
Duty to protect. He's got a legal duty to make sure that he's okay.
I have got fentanyl inside of me. Last night, I saw it's in aluminum foil, wrapped up. It's in a baggie. It's in aluminum foil, individually wrapped up in aluminum foil.
After being picked up by Jonesboro police, Billy Lee Corum repeatedly stated that he had fentanyl in his system.
Right. So this guy just warns the officer that he's got fentanyl inside of him. Who knows where? Probably shoved up his ass in some kind of or whatever.
That's not funny. But still,
especially when they have less than a 2-year education, they don't listen, and they think they know everything. When you get a warning like that, all of a sudden that guy dies, and he has warned you about what's in his system, you're in trouble.
And that he needed to go back to the hospital from which he just escaped.
On my daughter's life, I've got one daughter. She's 17 years old. She hates my goddamn guts. On my daughter's life, and the only thing I love in this world is her. I've got fentanyl inside of me.
So I got my dog, my guts, but that's the only thing. I mean, here, this is drugs, guys. This is drugs. Drugs are glamorous, aren't they? I mean, have you ever seen anything that says, "I want to take your money, I want to take your freedom, I want to take your health, but God damn it, I got to have a lot more of it." This guy's desperate, and desperate for what? Who knows? But he's desperate.
On this camera, I've got fucking fentanyl inside of me.
As shown in the video, Officer Harris repeatedly disregarded Corum, and after a few minutes, Corum then wiggles his way around in the back seat and finds a way to get his seatbelt wrapped around his neck.
So that is somebody who is trying to kill themselves. And then one of the things, my biggest criticism about officer training right now is that they just don't have enough training on mental health.
Attempting to choke himself. What happens when Harris stops the vehicle is what gets him in trouble.
Okay. Now, that's 3 times. 3 times, just in that millisecond, punching the shit out of him in the face. There's absolutely no reason for this officer to do that.
Idiot.
Harris is seen repeatedly hitting Corum with his fists and elbows, only unwrapping the seatbelt from Corum's neck after the constant blows to the head. Harris then shuts the door, hitting Corum in the head once again. And while another officer checks to see if Corum is okay, Harris decides to come back.
So he hit him over 10 times. Over 10 times.
My fucking God.
He hitting.
So 3 times. 3 times.
Happens when Harris stops the vehicle is what gets him in trouble.
1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4 times.
3 times. 3 times, just in that millisecond, punching the shit out of him in the face. There's absolutely no reason for this officer to do that.
Close fist, yeah. Elbow, leg move. Elbow. 7 times elbow.
Hitting
Unwrapping the seatbelt.
Only unwrapping the seatbelt from Quorum's neck after
Slamming door against head.
Harris then shuts the door, hitting Quorum in the head once again.
8, 9, 10. So he struck him about 12 times, all in all, including the door slam.
Okay, Harris decides to come back.
Don't act concerned now.
So
Piece of shit.
Over 10 times. The first thing he should have done is gone for that belt and not punched him in the face.
Oh God! You know how much that hurts.
He wakes Quorum up with his baton, this time shutting the door with Quorum's head smashed.
Sternal rub.
Oh my God! God. You know how bad that feel. So you're telling me this dude literally, like, he knocked him out. He was breathing, but that dude was dead ass. And that is why he came back, stern rubbed him, and then slammed it again so that he'd be awake and have to endure that fresh pain right then while it's active, not be able to sleep any through it. Dude, that is next level fucking evil. I hope he is never near a fucking badge ever again in his life.
If you've ever tried to rouse somebody in a state, it hurts. And it hurts down the road.
Quorum's head smashed in between the door and the seat.
Yeah, that's 13.
Thrown around in the back seat.
So then the Jonesboro Police Department puts out a statement. Earlier today, the Jonesboro Police Administration was informed about a complaint about an incident involving a JPD officer that occurred in the previous evening. The serious nature of the complaint necessitated prompt action. From an internal review of the incident, in other words, we looked at the video, it was determined that the officer involved, Joseph Harris, should be terminated effective immediately. So they fired him. We are working through this as quickly as possible. And in the interest of transparency, we are releasing the video that resulted from this action. So not only did that happen, I mean, his head was stuck.
Fuck that. Give a sanction to the local place where because now, I mean, in our state, officers have to be what's called post certified, which, it's kind of like, I would imagine it's like the equivalent of a licensure or certification or something. I mean, it's certified. Like the thing that I went for, there's a certification. So if I, hypothetically, like, fucking bitched at somebody that complained when I took their blood and I shoved the needle in real hard on purpose or some shit, like on video, like like if I were to do something that fucked up and horrible, I would be reported, especially regardless if it had been on video or whatever, and which maybe is a good thing. Why I fucking I'm not gonna be because, like, can you imagine, like, if I got a job and was on YouTube right now or something, and they knew about, like, they'd freaking in that type of shit. That's what they would try to do. Like, I kind of almost just fucking gave, and I'm gonna have to make sure to save this thing and announce that it's the fucking 5th of September 2024, I'm fucking making a comparison in between this and another profession. And, you know, I've got a group after me that's tried already running my school and stuff before and threatened stuff. So if this ever gets turned in as some actual real thing, I don't work in that and, you know, or anything yet. And that'd be bullshit. So just going on record with that right now. But basically, like, I think that anyone that did do that as a professional, whether bottomist or damn cop, should lose their fucking certification. Whether it's for lifetime or a year, 2 years, I guess would depend on the nature and severity of the incident and what the fucking board decides to do or what the rules are, you know. But will he lose it? Who knows?
Or in the seat as he's taken to the jail. You know, when somebody tells you something, gives you information that either they ingested or whatever, you got to.
Hello. Yeah, I've seen you subscribe to one of my other channels before. I don't know who you are, but hello. Hope you're not anybody with negative intent, but thanks for coming by. You're at Canine News and Entertainment, a division of Square Work Media's Worlds. So,
Take him back to the hospital because if that guy dies in your custody, and you were warned about it.
welcome.
But what officers are, they think everybody's full of shit, right? They think everybody's full of shit, and you're just trying to get out of going to jail. But you can't take that chance. Apparently, this officer had a complaint 2 years ago for using excessive force. He receives a suspension.
He definitely then should be referred to fucking the certification place.
It's unmitigated felony assault here that he committed against this defendant. Against this.
Yeah.
And it's just no
torture.
I mean, why?
Cruel and unusual.
To just
treatment.
Shit out of people. You know that's one of the biggest problems that we have with cops. And not all cops are like this. So I don't want to badmouth all cops, but there are certain elements. Minneapolis is no stranger to that. Remember the George Floyd days? Remember Derek Chauvin, who didn't give a shit about the life he was, extinguishing. So we got another one here. We'll watch this. And so the officer just ruined his career and ruined his future. Why? Because he couldn't fucking control himself. Because he could not control his actions. And I haven't seen this one. This is a moment police caught on camera kicking and stomping a man's head.
Shit.
Kicking people. You don't come in.
The guy is on the ground. And no, it's at the airport. It's at the airport. It's at the airport.
Trying to keep him from filming.
The guy is on the ground. There was no reason for that. What did that guy do?
Nothing. They just started hitting me. They're out of control.
Where are
we? That's what those are.
And over and over and over and over. And do you remember the Rodney King video?
Oh shit, I wasn't alive. I remember hearing about this.
The officer tries to get him to stop. And over and over and over.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Damn.
Watch that kind of stuff. But what my point is that
wait, was he already hitting me?
No reason for him to hit him with a baton. And whenever the officer tries to get him to stop. And over.
Yeah, and he just still keeps going. The problem with that officer that stopped trying to stop him he should have got in trouble too. You know, these officers don't, because they're technically not upholding the law when they let other officers get away with shit and stand idly by. What the shit? Dude confesses to murder? We gotta check this out.
I'm serious.
Alright, and after this, I'm gonna go to bed. Wait, he said he's not crazy, so.
I want you to handcuff me first.
Body cam video captures the chilling.
What does he say?
I'm not crazy. And you can go to the
I'm serious, I'm not crazy. You can go to the address and verify. And he gives an address. I want you to handcuff me first.
Chilling moments. An Ohio man calmly tells officers 5 of his family members in the head. Seemingly in shock about what the man said, the officer initially thought it to be a joke.
All right, let me pull up.
Wow. Wow.
On January 13th of 2023, shortly after 7 p.m., 41-year-old Martin Munez shot the 5 victims all in the head in different rooms at a home in Cleveland, Ohio. 3 of the victims, 16-year-old Jaden Baez, 35-year-old Angelic Gonzalez, and 70-year-old Miguel Gonzalez were all pronounced dead on the scene. 2 of the victims, 48-year-old and his 8-year-old daughter, were rushed to the hospital. But sadly, Anthony Booth died from his injuries at the hospital. But his 8-year-old daughter thankfully survived. About half an hour after the shooting, Munez approaches a Cleveland police officer to confess to the shocking crime.
I'm serious. I'm not crazy. And you can go to the address and verify. The address is 3719 Mac Court. But I want you to handcuff me first. All right, let me pull up really quick.
I can't believe the cop goes, like, he's like, serious? Like, he don't believe it. Yes, there is a canine. He's just not currently displayed, but I have a canine, a service animal, dog named Brownie. And, he is shown a lot, though. Talked about.
Yeah, you can put us up or clear us off of this assignment. No cause. And put us out at 44 and Clark with a male. He approached our vehicle and said that he just did something bad, and he's going to give us an address on Mac Court as to what he did and where it's at. 3719 Mac Court. He said that he killed 5 people.
Damn. They're like, what did he say?
You got an ID on you?
Authorities confirmed the victims were all related. Angelic was Munez's sister, Miguel was his uncle, Anthony was his brother-in-law, and 16-year-old Jaden was his nephew. The police sat him down ahead of his interrogation. Munez sat calmly for a couple minutes before then just laying his head on the table. About 20 minutes later, detectives read Munez his Miranda rights.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against an attorney, and they have that attorney present prior to or during any questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you at no cost. You understand those rights? Yes.
Shortly after the detective read Munez his rights, he blatantly confessed to killing his sister's family, all because he claims he was disrespected.
Mr. Munez, Detective Schultz and I, Chuck and I, we're really not too upbeat on what all is taking place here this evening.
Well, I tried to kill my sister's whole family, but 2 of them got lucky and lived.
2 of them got lucky and lived.
Wow.
3 didn't.
What prompted that?
Just the way people treat me. You know, I came home from prison. I didn't bother nobody. I tried to get a job. They're going to tell you when they're going to do my tab. I was on duty. I did job interviews. I went to campus just to get a job. And they do, but they eat well. So by the time I get to it, there's nothing to do. They tell me it's my business. Okay? So I let that go on for months. You know, I got blisters on my feet from walking 11 miles trying to get a job, but you guys got 2 cars and tried me. So I killed him.
And again, I don't know anything about your history.
All right, saying, giving him the benefit of the doubt that everything he just said went exactly how he said it, and he gave his all. That still is no excuse to fucking kill people.
Can you walk us through the events of this evening, how it transpired?
No, I came upstairs to eat, and I asked my sister's dad. No, I'm lying. I asked Jaden, her son, yo, where's the rest of the food at? He said, no, it's gone. I'm like, what you mean it's gone? I didn't even eat it. He was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. So I said, okay, well, where's my sister at? So I asked my sister, I said, where's the food at? She said, I don't know. Why are you asking me? Okay. I said, yo, I didn't eat. We're going to have a problem. Nobody said nothing. So, they had to go.
What happened when you left the house? Can you tell where you went?
I don't know, man. I just wanted a gun in my hand.
Sure. Do you, any idea where you put that?
No.
Not certain.
Did you take it out of the house with you? Yeah, it was on me. I don't know where I put it at. I had to put it somewhere.
Nunez then shockingly confesses to another crime states away in New Jersey. It says he wasn't caught in that crime.
But you left the house.
Wow.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna leave it there. This ain't the first time.
What did he do in New Jersey?
I got caught.
What?
The first time. They just couldn't prove it to me.
Where was that?
New Jersey. I gave the guy, his name is Jamin Medina. I killed him October 13, 2013. Northgate Park. Why'd you do that? He robbed me.
What was his name?
Jamie Medina. You just call him and verify if you like.
Nunez admitted after shooting his family, he just walked out of the house to look for any police officer because he wanted to go back to prison, before later giving a disturbing account of how he shot each and every single person at the house.
And all the way over to Clark Avenue, is that where you flagged on the police?
Yeah, I guess. I just want to see any cop, man, just so I can go back home. I don't belong on the streets. I don't. You got other people who belong on the streets. I don't. They should have never let me home.
So when you left the house for a walk, on the street?
I don't know. My mind was just focused on I need to go home. I didn't care about where the gun was at. I didn't care about if they was looking for me, nothing. I just wanted to come back home.
Where's home?
The box. I don't want nothing else. So I'm guilty of it.
Damn.
I don't really care.
Can you at least describe the gun? What the gun was?
I don't know, man. I didn't look at the details of the gun.
Where'd you get it?
That I don't know.
Was it just at the house?
I don't know.
Are you hungry? Do you want something?
No, I want to remember.
That's what I'm saying. Is if you're hungry, you need something to help you. Mr. Nunez, are you on any restrictions at the current moment?
No, I'm normal, I guess. Well, I don't know what the hell you're gonna call me now.
So, do you recall who all was in the house?
It looks like he's stressed a little bit about doing it. But I mean, he should be. Fuck, he just killed 5 human beings and admitted to getting away with killing another years before.
I shot him first. Boyfriend? My sister's husband.
Okay.
And then my sister hit at me and put her hands up and I shot her. And then I walked out the room and my niece told me, how you doing? And I didn't want to shoot her. I didn't want her to die.
Damn.
Shoot her in the head.
the boy I shot in the head. Then I went upstairs and I shot him in the face. Angel. And then I came back downstairs and I walked back in my sister's room and I shot Tone again. Then I went next to my sister and I put a bullet in the back of her head.
Now, your niece, was she shot at all?
I shot her, but I didn't want her to die. She's harmless. Just I wouldn't have killed her son either. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't want her to die. So I didn't shoot her in her face. The guy upstairs that died, he used to beat me as a kid. And he got away with it because nobody would listen to me when I used to ask for help. Nobody listened. Who is he? He raised me.
Angel, you said?
Yeah. He raised me. He used to beat out of me, have me kneeling down on heater vents and digging holes. And he bought a snakeskin belt. I used to have to do push-ups, so he smacked me in the back of the head. He used to take toolboxes and slap me with it, throw bricks at me. The last thing was he bought a bullwhip, and that's when I ran away. So I killed him.
He then gave a detailed account of how he murdered the man in New Jersey without being caught, with a demeanor as if he was telling a regular story.
Wow.
You said you got out of prison 4 years ago?
Yeah, at the end of 2018.
How long have you been in there?
Well, altogether, I did 21 years. In between, I've been home maybe 4 times.
Okay.
Yeah, about 4 times.
Damn.
13, December 13, 2013, I got caught.
These institutionalized.
I had the gun that I killed Jamie with. And I copped out to the gun so they wouldn't pay attention to the money. And it worked. They gave me 5 with a 5. Days per day. That was here? No, that was in New Jersey.
Wow. He could have kept going and gotten away with it if he didn't explain this.
I told him when he was robbing me that I would give him my money. It's unnecessary for you to, a scary guy will shoot you faster than I will.
Mm-hmm.
And he started shaking. And I'm telling him, dude, just take the money I'm giving you and go. Like, I'm not even gonna look for you because I understand the streets. And he kept doing it. And just slapped me with the gun. And his mistake was he allowed me to look up. So he had prison Reeboks on and prison sweatpants on. And some type of, I don't know what he had on his face. And he ran. So somebody brought me a gun and I started walking around. Between 3 and 4 o'clock, I seen him cross the street. I went followed behind him. He walked to somebody's door and started banging on the door. When he walked to the sidewalk, I shot him in his face. And I walked away. That happened October. So I don't know. I guess they was looking for somebody. I don't know. December 13th was Friday of 2013, and there was 3 kids throwing snowballs at a police car. So, and I had drugs on me. I was going to pay them $500 each to stop. So,
Yeah, it's just a creative name. Like, obviously I still go by my original name, sort of, but I made a different name for the channel because I was going to focus on a little bit different stuff than just what I'm doing right now, but I am just doing true crime stuff. But I did cover some news earlier in the stream, so you can check that out if you want.
Well, I know that the judge was a family court judge, so I plead on it. And I told her my mother had lung cancer. So she told me, well, what you want to do? I said, I'll cop out to a certain person's first for the gun, 5 with 5 right now, and you can sit down the street. That's what she did. Before I came home, Homicide came to see me. 2 of them. Some lady and a bald-headed guy. And they was asking questions about Jamie. because I guess they ran ballistics on the pistol. So during their questioning, I kept asking them, "Are you charging me with murder or homicide?" Like that. I asked them 3 times. After the 3rd time, I said, "I don't want to talk no more." And I told the police, "You can get me out of here. I don't know what you want to do with that." They didn't catch me. This one right here, I don't feel like running. I don't feel like going through difficulties. So I figured I just keep a whole family, tell you guys, come get me and go back home. So you guys are making it harder than it needs to be. All you have to do is say I'm guilty on the paper.
We're not trying to. No, we weren't over there, so we have no idea.
What I find amazing is if I'm in a police car and you have people walking up there that I guess they feel some type of way that I killed them. If you're really gonna do something to me, why are you standing in front of the cops? Why not just wait till the police car starts moving and shoot at it? So you want to be seen, and this is why I can't live with people on the streets are stupid. They don't have consent. They want to be seen. They want to be the center of attention. I don't. Just put me back in the box. Like, oh, that whatever, whatever. How are they gonna play me? Send me back. I don't want to be seen. I don't belong out here. I can't get used to this out there. They don't have no respect out here. Everything is a problem out here. If I walk too hard, it's a problem. I don't get a job fast enough, it's a problem. You know how much I weigh when I moved to my sister's house? 320 pounds. Do I look like I'm 320 pounds, man? Because they starved.
Nunez told detectives he wanted his sister and her family dead for a while for the way he feels he was treated.
I just had to sit in the basement and shut up like a dog. I got tired of it. I've never been nobody's. I let them live because she was my sister for as long as they was living, or she would have been dead. And I kept telling them to stop messing with me, just leave me alone. I'm gonna get a job. It's just taking me longer than most people. You know, somebody doing an application or interview is gonna ask you, "You been locked up?" "Yeah, I did 21 years. You think they're gonna hire you, man?" It's not easy. They kept on me, man. Or they make smart little comments. You know, "I know your feet hurt." "Yeah, my feet hurt. Dude, I walk 11 miles trying to get a job because you won't drive me. And I'll pay you gas money when I get paid, dude. I ain't doing nothing for free." What hurts me the most is he lived. What hurts.
Is that Angel?
Nah, the black dude lived, man.
Tell me.
He's like, damn, he's mad that one of them lived, man. I'm sorry to laugh, but it's just like, I cannot believe the matter of factness of this dude. You're looking at a dude that's truly institutionalized.
Detectives returns, Nunez explained to him the last straw that made him viciously turn on his family.
Both of them came home that day and they started acting funny. So first she told her son to make something to eat. At 10 o'clock at night, she told him to make some, I don't know if you know what they are, but empanadas. They look like, she told him to make, at 10 o'clock at night, he had to make 3 packs of those for her to give it to her, whoever. And her son told her, "Mom, I have to go to school." She said, "I don't give a I'm like,
what the fuck?
I came upstairs and I said, "Yo, Jay, you ate today?" He like, "Nah." I asked,
I'm sorry, I guess when you're used to coming from a loving environment, like, you don't understand stuff like this. Like, I almost wonder if he's just making some of this shit up. Like, because he has this attitude that's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna tell everything. And I'm looking at this cop, and this cop's looking back, leaning back, and he's looking Like it's almost like bro is like, man, is this dude like got something wrong with him? Is he imagining this shit? Because he's like telling the saddest, most fucked up, but still kind of like, well, it is what it is. He went to prison for 21 years, but at the same time, you still can't say that this treatment would be like if he's telling everything exactly 100%. Then me laughing is kind of like seems fucked up and would be, but and I think he is telling a lot of the truth. But I think some of the stuff, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I can't diagnose him. I'm not even going to pretend to. I'm not going to look at some YouTube videos and watch him a few thousand times and tell you, well, he's showing a few of these symptoms. There's symptoms in just about everything that some people will show a couple of. You know, according to what I heard from a psychiatrist and therapist, was that all of us have a certain amount of narcissistic traits and all of that. So, you know, that stuff's not, they still can't show a chemical imbalance, you know. So, until they can prove and show a fucking chemical imbalance, then, you know, holler at me once that happens. But that's why I say he's got to have some institutionalization going on because he immediately going to find police. He could have just walked on off somewhere or went off and came back, and everybody probably would have ended up dying of their injuries if they didn't die immediately, or he could have came back and finished, you know, but he didn't. Like, at least some of them survived, and but I mean, they're gonna be fucking trauma ridden for the rest of their lives. They watched a couple of their family, three, to be exact, or four, they die. You know, if not in front of them in the other room and shit, hearing them their last moments, like that'd fuck anybody up.
Yes, yeah, you ate this? And no, I said, so nobody in this house ate. But my sister wants you to make food for somebody else, to take to somebody else. But none of us ate here in this house. So I went to the basement. I said, damn, I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of it.
And most people would say, all right, well, if you're tired of how she acting, move out. Like, I mean, in a way, he can't though. I mean, like, what's he supposed to do? Live on the street? Like, you know, that's the same thing. Like, sort of, not exactly, but kind of like my situation. Like, what am I supposed to? Am I supposed to fucking move out on the street? Do you guys think I'll do better off with my job search and stuff? Shit, there. Like, do you think I would have been able to finish school there if I'd came back home from Massachusetts? But I don't want to live with my granddad because it's crampy and it might fucking, you know, cramp my style.
And I couldn't sleep. And that's all I thought about, man. Just get rid of them. And then today, they came home. My sister ordered cleaning supplies delivered to the house. So I cleaned the house up. And then she came home and they made chicken and macaronis and mashed potatoes. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I went downstairs in the basement. I'm on my bed, and my feet hurt because I got blisters on my feet. So I was laying down for a while, but in my head, I'm gonna go upstairs and eat later. And I went upstairs, I don't see no food nowhere. Oh man, what the? And that was the last straw, man. I said, man, shit, I'm tired of this. I'm already losing massive amounts of weight, like I'm on crack or something. And then I come home, so I would clean the house to justify me staying there. So you can never say, I'm not just living there. And then at the same time, I'm trying to walk. I'm walking around trying to get a job, whatever.
What did he say?
Say, I'm not just living there. And then at the same time, so my thing was, I would clean the house to justify me staying there. So you can never say, I'm not just living there. And then at the same time, I'm trying to walk.
So he's putting in. He's pitching in. He's trying to be a team player.
And then I sometimes I would cook for them. I just got tired of it.
He would later tell the detective it was a mistake that he was even let out of prison in the first place.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. People like me should
I would say so.
Never. You know, everybody, you got people in there that cry about coming home. Oh man, I've been there my whole life. I'm 41 years old and I got 21 years in a box. Dude, don't let me out. And I told him,
41?
Biggest mistake you could do. Just let me stay. Why even let me home? I educated myself here. I don't cause trouble here. You know, I first started my bid, yeah, of course I defend myself against tough guys. But towards the end, don't got no issue. And they still let me out. Now look, I don't know how many of them died, but you got 8 people. All the that's been avoided, they just
Can you imagine these motherfuckers? Can you imagine these people coming out and be like, man, I told them motherfuckers not to let me out. Like, I would be embarrassed to be that guy that voted yes on the parole board, especially if 20 more years go by and he comes back before me and they're like, yeah, y'all would imagine he goes back before me. He's like, y'all gonna do this. Let me guess what y'all's vote gonna be this time. Yeah, they just look at one another and be like, next.
left in the box. I didn't want to come home. I didn't have nowhere to go. I met this girl, and I went to her house.
Lourdes or your sister?
No, my Lourdes. I met her on the internet, and I hurried up and talked my way into her house because that's the only place I could go. And then she always took care of me. I didn't have to work. She told me not to. So anything I wanted, she would buy it. Here, I need a computer. She'll buy it. Never ask questions. I need a phone. She'll buy it. I need a tablet. She'll buy it. I ran myself away from her by saying she's cheating all the time. Because I'm not accustomed to being taken care of. I don't want to be there no more. And that's when I started moving around. I went to Texas. I was living on Sam Houston base for like 9 months. And then I went to New Jersey. I was living in Marlton, I don't know, for like a month, 2 months. And then I went back to Illinois. I was living in Elgin. And then I came here to Cleveland. I don't belong outside, man.
So when you talked to Lourdes, that was after you did everything.
Yeah, I tell her everything. I told her I did it. And she said, why? I said, I don't know. It's done. And then I said, yo, I feel like it's a mistake, but it's already done. What can I do? And she said, I'm calling somebody. And she called somebody over here because that's why the police was there. If I would have never called her, they would have never knew they was dead. Man, I could have left. Nobody would have went to that house for weeks. They would have been sitting in there dead for weeks.
About half an hour later, after getting some food, Nunez still revealed more as he alleged his brother-in-law was acting inappropriately towards his own daughter.
You want another piece?
No.
You good?
Yeah. Hey, listen to this, right?
Yeah.
That dude is 50 years old, right? My sister's 33. You're good at math. They've been together for 16 years.
So she was young.
And that would make him old. He chased my sister around all the way to Missouri at that age. So, okay, to me, that's a pedophile. All right, so recently,
Damn.
I went to the room. I was looking for my niece. And I'm calling her name. I don't hear her. So I went into his room. And he's laying down. So he's in there. He got his hand in his pants. My niece pops her head from under the blanket. So I'm like, what are you doing? So, I was playing with daddy's phone. So I'm like, all right, that's weird. I asked my sister about it, like, yo, you allow that? Like, him to have Ian in the bed like that while he's playing with himself and shit? She's like, oh, you're thinking too much into it. So then the second time he was on the couch with her. The couch is small, man. So I told my niece, I said, yo, she was like, yeah, I was laying down with daddy. I said, well, I'm on the couch. I said, that ain't weird to you? Because she was like, nah. I said, okay. And then he made a comment to me one time. It was two, like, I think they was like 15 or 16 years old, girls walking. And we're driving by, and he was like, man, look at them. I'm like, man, they jitterbugs. What the you talking about? We girls. He like, nah, they girls. I said, man, them little girls, man. You can't tell the difference between a little girl and a grown woman, dude. So, I mean, that might be part of the reason why I didn't want him alive. He already made my sister a victim of the stupidity because he
What
convinced
the
her
fuck?
to calling herself stupid. And
What?
I said, like, why are you calling yourself stupid? Because he told you that? He molded you to stupid.
This dude is something else, man.
And he walked in and she shut up. Because she said,
I could listen to him for a minute, man. He could tell. I think, bro, he probably telling the truth.
that's her house.
No offense, man. I'm not laughing at him. I just cannot believe this shit. Like, our world is going nuts.
No. So I told my nephew, I said, dude, that's rape. And she
What?
said that. To do the girl in the morning. So, I don't want to. My nephew had a situation with a female. He snuck out and went to her house. Came back at 4 in the morning. So, and then my sister called the girl's mom, and the girl's mom said her daughter told him no. So I told my nephew, I said, dude, that's rape. Because she
What?
said that.
Oh my god.
So then my sister was sitting in the living room with me, and she was like, yeah, man, I'm going to have to send him to his dad. And then she went to say something else. He walked in, and she shut up. So I was like, yo, finish what you were saying. Like, you was great, say something. And she was like, nah. So I said, yo, did something happen? Like, did something happen between Jaden and Yana, or your husband and Jaden or something? Because when Jaden was 10 years old, Tony used to take showers with him when he was 10. And I told her that when we was in Chicago. I said, yo, I don't like that. That's a little weird to me. That's not his dad, so there's no reason why he should be in a tub with a grown man naked. Oh, don't worry about it. He's showing him how to take. Man, he's 10 years old. So that's the reason I think he's a pedophile. And I think he's been preying on kids ever since my sister. You're 50. My sister's 33. They've been together for 16 years. If nobody can do math, put it on paper. It don't add up.
He later admitted he didn't want to shoot his niece and nephew and said he wasn't thinking when he shot them.
The only thing I thought was I'm going to kill everybody in this house because everybody in this house has a reason to die. The outside world may not know it, and I'm sure later on they'll find out just how sick he is and how my sister is. Maybe they find out about Jaden. I don't know. Somebody knows. And now that they're dead, maybe somebody says something. What if he was being molested all them years? Nobody, I'm the bad guy? If he was? I must still be a bad guy because I tried to take him out. Come on, man. And then I told Lourdes on the phone. I explained this to her. Yo, I went in the room. Yana's head is under the blanket. He got his hand on his. What the f you possibly be doing? Why are you under the blanket? with the door closed and all the cameras are pointing a different direction so they can't see if she comes in or out of his room. What are you doing? Your justification is that's my daughter? What the f I gotta do with anything? Do your daughter shouldn't be under the blanket with you. She's 8 years old. Give her a hug, a kiss, and tell her get the fuck out. You don't be hugged up with her because your wife is not home. And then you sleep with her on the couch and your wife sleeps in the room. Who does that? So he had to go. So what I'm telling you is there's a reason behind everything. Again, people are gonna call me crazy. I did what somebody else needed to do and they wouldn't. That's what I did. And I'm not gonna pull back from it. If I could do it
That's
again,
true. Fuck, I kind of agree. I agree with his ass.
if he lives, Lord knows what he's gonna do to that little girl, because now it ain't nobody around to stop him. Nobody. And he has her convinced it's normal. It's not normal, dude.
Dude is just handing them the shit on a silver platter.
At all, so they can't track it. And I know separate the clip, the top bullet, and the gun. They're not together. They're probably not even next to each other. Let me tell you something. I don't know you from a can of paint, dude. If you people in the army, even though they're normal people, they have a justification for doing what they do, are similar to the guys in the street who kill people. Once it happens, your mind is no longer your mind. Your mind is only on instinct. And my instinct was to separate the gun and get rid of it so that nobody could grab it. So I know a kid can't grab it because I wouldn't have put it in his reach. In fact, I wouldn't have put it in your reach. And you're a grown man. So 9 times out of 10, the gun is somewhere that ain't gonna be found. I don't know where it's at because I didn't stand around to see where it's at.
I understand. I was just hoping maybe you might have a reference. It is what it is.
I don't know what streets I was walking on. All I know is once I made the decision, like, damn, I don't have nowhere else to go. I don't have no money to get on the Greyhound bus. I might as well go back home. I've been for the last year or so. Every time I go to sleep, you know what is better for me? I had a better time in jail than I do on the streets. Man. I educated myself in jail. I got my high school diploma, not a GED. I taught myself the same they teach you in school here in jail. Out here, I'm doing nothing, but I produce nothing. I'm just in the way. So it's time to go back. But anyway, I wanted to tell you that why he had to go. Believe me, you don't have to. I'm pretty sure in the future it's gonna come out eventually. He has a funny movement. He left Jamaica, went to England, came to Chicago, supposedly used to have house parties in Chicago, and when in 2012 people used to tell me, this girl used to go there, and every girl that they said was young. And I used to be like, well, damn, he had a house full of 12 and 13-year-olds. He grown. He's giving 12, and he said, oh, I used to get so drunk I would pass out, and they would put me in the room. Why would you be in the house? In my mind, he's a pedophile, and he preyed on my sister. And then he convinced my sister to call herself stupid, so that's why she had to go. Who the I can't. My sister keeps saying I'm dumb. How the you stupid? You taking care of him. He was wanted by deportation or whatever the he was looking for him. My sister got him out of that. So how are you dumb? And then you put $150,000 for a lawyer for him. My sister bought that Dodge. He didn't buy that. She bought that with her money. So she was out hustling every night just to have him living good, and he's a pedophile, man. Fuck that, man. You gotta go.
Fair enough.
You gotta go, man.
Do you need anything?
Nah, man. I just when they're gonna send me to the county, man. So I can get this trip started.
I'll go find out. Hopefully, pretty soon.
And soon came about 20 minutes later when Munez was carted off to jail.
grab his jacket. And you got the cuffs? Yeah. All right, let's go.
According to prosecutors this year, Martin Muniz pleaded guilty to 4 counts of aggravated murder and was sentenced to 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. He also pleaded guilty to 1 count of attempted aggravated murder for the shooting of his 8-year-old niece who survived. Muniz also remains a suspect in a homicide out of New Jersey. Reporting for Law and Crime.
Damn,
He's a suspect. I think he admitted. I'm pretty sure he fucking admitted to the crime. Anyways, that's crazy. Well, he got what he wanted. He's definitely back home now, and he's gonna stay there. They ain't even gonna be a parole hearing again for his ass. I mean, when he dies, he's supposed to technically 4 consecutive life sentences. Concurrent would be at the same time. So he's got 4 consecutive. That means this motherfucker has to die 4 times before on the 5th time he comes back to life and is able to not be in prison. So the motherfucker that reincarnates from his spirits, that motherfucker's got to go to jail too. Like, he's got 4 consecutive life sentences. That's a little joke. It's not my joke. I fucking obviously have heard that before. But yeah, anyways. Y'all have a good night, man. Prayers for everybody. You know, I do sometimes forget about other people a little bit sometimes because I got a lot of shit going on. But shout out to the mods, and if any of y'all have had difficulties going on, I'm sorry. You can always talk to me about them. You know, I appreciate people listening to me that are listening, you know, and not just seething and fucking doing dumb shit, you know. And I appreciate the support from the ones I get. And again, do not send me any trivial stuff or bullshit from Bird, Dumb Gene, or Workies, any of that shit. Unless it's about something that's like serious, and I need to know and be aware. If it's just going to give me a headache and have to explain something and debunk it or whatever, it's not even worth it, man. And that really needs to be enforced and stuck to. So, yeah. Anyways, everybody have a good rest of the night. Peace. Thanks for coming by. See y'all later.